What was that?
Oh, no, man. Well, everybody, welcome back to Immature, our podcast. Hi, my name is Mark.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Eric.
I'm John.
I did it that time.
We
I'm happy.
did it!
I'm
proud
Wow! What a momentous occasion. Clap for us.
Guys, we should definitely, definitely give a big round of applause. It's still rolling.
A round.
A big round.
Clap in the circle.
I wonder if
That's how
that'll
this
will that pick up?
I'll pick up.
That'd be cool.
I'll just turn it down.
Will it translate?
We'll translate.
Will it translate from left to right ear?
It's like just picture Kelly's hands moving in a circle around the microphone.
Picture Kelly being awesome. Doesn't take much.
Oh.
You sound fat.
I am.
Oh, God.
Every time you say it, I'm just like,
It's okay. He's my husband.
It's like-
I'm married.
so harsh sounding.
So one of the cool things that happened this week is John texted me saying, "Hey, dude, I found this record. Your wife would love it." And I was like, "Dude, pick it up." And he did it. And I Venmo'd him.
Cause I'm a fucking good dude like that.
Isn't there that show about that chick who, like, cheats on her husband in the past or whatever?
It's not technically cheating because he wasn't born yet.
Okay, that's a...
And she does run
Fuck the
into...
That's a
E3
loaded
discussion. Let's
topic.
discuss
She runs...
that.
So here's the skinny... Here's a real skinny on it. The show's called Outlander. Right? In the first season of Outlander... Right, she time travels through these stones, Scottish thing, going through the stones, goes back to like 1700, late 1700s Scotland, during the Jacobite era war for England and Scotland. Right,
John's Scottish.
her husband,
I'm Scottish.
her husband's ancestor was a general for the English army that was also a complete and utter asshole and rapist. So every time she would see the person that was that guy that looked like her husband being a total asshole, all she could picture was her husband doing that. So she ended up being with that guy.
Wait, what?
Bet
guy?
you feel like a dick now.
Not really.
Not really. Just something to think about next time you watch that show. She traveled back to a time before feminine hygiene products.
Oh.
Yeah, think about that while all
Yeah,
the
but
romance is
She
happening.
was like from the future, so maybe she knew how to like fashion it.
Fashion a lady
I
dick.
haven't bathed
Like-
in weeks. Oh, God. Yes.
Oh yeah, because that was before like baths were a thing.
Yeah, that's when baths were like a luxury,
To share baths.
Mm.
or in the lake.
Did
And
you
there's like 9 seasons of that show, right?
There were,
Imagine
like,
how
season
disgusting
5.
she is. By
I hate that like that's stuff that I think about when I watch stuff like that. Like whenever I watch period pieces, I'm like literally I'm thinking about their periods. I'm like, what did they do? Like, did they have
Stick a leaf up there, call it a day.
At that point, they probably still think that it's just like the physical embodiment of sin leaving her body.
Probably so.
dirty pillow?
Well, I know, like, so within the show, she ends up going back through the stones, back to her time, and
To
that
a
was
Walgreens, hopefully.
well, her time is right after World War II.
Okay, so still not great, but
Yeah,
better.
Yeah, it's better. She was also a nurse.
Back when
and
pads were 3 inches
She was a
thick.
nurse in the army that was out in England. So she was also like a nurse in the army as people were fighting in the war.
Okay,
So
so
she-
she's like
she's seen
clearly
some shit.
cognizant of how much shit sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting tale. She ends up becoming a doctor, then travels back in time. So technically she's a time traveling doctor.
Starts having her cycle, and people just burn her for being a witch.
Other fun fact in that show is that the lead male character is named after one of the first Doctor's companions.
Like his actual name in real life?
No, his actual name in the show is named after the Doctor. One of the Doctor's first companions.
Jane.
No, Sarah
Jamie.
Jane was
Sarah
like
Jane.
that came later, and so did
They didn't
she.
specify.
Anyway,
So anyway,
what are we talking
back
about?
to topic.
Well,
so-
we were literally talking about Outlander. That's how it started. We were
Yeah.
good. We're good.
Okay, we're good.
We're
All
really
right.
going to
We're on
cover all
topic.
bases.
So
That's
This
the only thing
podcast.
we're talking about in this podcast.
so
is
anyway,
Outlander.
so since
Welcome.
we've been talking about video games this whole time,
Why are we even here?
Who am I?
What am I?
so our main thing we're here to cover today is the good old
What is fuck?
E3 game conference that's coming up.
Gamers Christmas.
It's Super Bowl time.
Yeah, except
It's gonna
one
be
of the teams isn't showing up.
Which there's a lot of interesting things that I've been reading about that. So apparently, like Sony's working with Xbox on its whole gaming streaming service.
Yes.
That's a thing that I read a couple days ago. So like they're partnering with Xbox, and then also to kind of show how much that's going through, even for like Apple TV that they just launched, they're going to have connectivity for the Xbox and PlayStation 4 remote with the Apple TV.
Okay.
So there's been like some interesting little things that rivalry is kind of fizzling.
Some little doodads.
Well,
What kind
we're-
of world do we live in where like Sony and Xbox are getting along, but no one else is?
Well, so like, I feel like we're starting to move into this era where like, it's less of a console war. I think the new war is now the war on loot boxes and microtransactions. I think we've stopped, fighting.
Oh yeah.
Xbox is better than PlayStation, all this shit, and we're starting to become into a more like all the games and stuff that are coming out are starting to integrate. And we got,
Homogenized.
like Fortnite is crossplay compatible all systems now.
Really? I didn't
Yes.
know that.
Sony was the last one.
Yeah, I know
you
they were like
they were
holding
like,
out.
we want you to think of Fortnite as a PlayStation. You go to PlayStation when you want to play Fortnite. It's like, no, dude.
No one thinks that.
No one thinks that.
We think of angry 12-year-olds when we think of Fortnite.
I think of flossing.
Yeah, that's what I think of.
I don't know why I pictured like somebody
dance.
like actually flossing their teeth.
But yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of that stuff now. I mean, like lately we have been having Ubisoft and Nintendo doing stuff together. We had the Mario and Rabbids things, and that ended up being like a really successful game. All kinds of stuff. I think
Rabbids, go home.
Nintendo and Microsoft are doing stuff also.
Well, yeah, they're about
They
to
had
I
have
don't know how I
Xbox
feel
Live
about
is
my
going on
console
the Switch.
companies being super poly like that.
But yeah, I mean, we're starting to move towards that.
Well, like there's two things. One, it's like you said, the loot systems and stuff like that. It's funny that now there's an actual bill in Congress, in the U.S. Congress, trying to counteract that, saying it's
'cause
illegal.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
And two, they're all trying to team up to tackle the big giant that is Google Stadia.
And
is it a giant though? Google's a giant, yes.
no,
But
because
the
they were like, we have developed the Stadia.
And then you drop down then you drop the fact that it's a streaming only product. And
Yeah,
a lot
but-
of people. I mean, there's still a large percentage of people that don't have really strong internet connection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. That's 100% right.
We're a
And,
pie chart right now.
Right?
and I 100% agree with that. I think that's why they're trying to gang up together to counteract it, to keep it from ever growing to what it could be.
But
Well, I think until we get net neutrality back, I don't think
oh yeah.
that
Yeah.
is going to be a viable option.
While we're on the topic of Stadia, though, I don't know if this was... I don't remember seeing this on the calendar before or even last week when we discussed it, but Stadia does have a presentation
This Thursday.
on Thursday, June 6th. What's today? Oh, gosh. This podcast is going to come out after...
It's going to come out a day
It's
after.
going to come out the day after the Stadia presentation. Just in case you guys are wondering, we're recording this on the 4th. So if you're like, thinking that we're not the magic creatures inside of the box that you're listening to live.
You get out here, Kelly! I have things to say to you!
Like, wait a minute. They're not inside my computer or my phone? So cool. I'm curious to see what that's going to be all about. I'm sure we'll post about it.
Like some of
You'll
the things
see
they says,
something.
like
Yeah.
price reveal, all that kind of stuff. I think I read somewhere. And then
What are we thinking Stadia is going to cost?
I'm guessing that standard streaming, like Netflix, around 11, 12.
Well, my question is...
Oh, is it going to be a monthly service?
I think
I
it's
thought it
gonna
was
be
a
more-
system.
It would
It's a
have to
system.
be.
It's a
It's a
system.
system that runs streaming.
Oh, I thought it was just a web browser.
No,
So
it's
a
a
system
whole
with its own
system.
controller and stuff.
They said that
I'm getting
they
some
want to...
distinct Ouya vibes.
Oh, the Ouya. They said they want to keep it under... I guess under or at, I think is what they were aiming for like Xbox One and PS4 at launch. So my guess is going to be $399. That's
a safe bet.
If I had to guess, I think they're going to have 2 different consoles, just like Xbox and PlayStation, where they've got like one that's got a bit more storage.
But my question is, so the reason that Xbox and PlayStation cost that much was because it needed the processor power necessary to be able to run disc or digital based games.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you're running a streaming service, like, wouldn't a lot of that processing be done on the back end? Like, you're just
Like, wouldn't it be done by the server itself?
Yeah, like you're basically like you don't pay for, you know, a Netflix box that can handle all that. You get the end product.
Well, but this is Google we're talking about. So I'm going to stick with my $399 price point.
No, I totally agree. I'm just wondering what is the box for? Because technically that could just be, like Mark said, a website or, you know, an in-browser thing.
Well, they do make an Xbox that's download only.
Right, but you have to download the games. If this is going to be 100% streaming, there should be no hardware usage on the user end outside of just...
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
is it going to be just
there's
streaming?
There's definitely no disc drive. There's no disc-based games on it. To my knowledge, yes, Stadia is a streaming only product.
All right.
I mean, I guess we'll find out yesterday.
Well, y'all
You got
go
me
ahead.
second guessing because I'm like 95% sure it's a streaming only product.
Like the thing is, it is a streaming only product, but I also do remember just them announcing a controller.
Hang on, there may be a YouTube video starting. I'm gonna try to stop it. No, it's their live. Okay, we're good. They just have it set up.
So,
but yeah, I'm super curious about it now that I'm hearing
It'll be
that it's an
interesting to
actual
watch
console.
see how that unfolds.
Absolutely.
And if it's successful.
Now they
It's
may
a very progressive concept.
Now they may give you the option if you live in a place where you don't have stellar internet or whatever. Like they may give you the option to download a game.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And maybe that's why there's a box.
That's what I was thinking.
With hardware.
You got to be able to download something.
Another thing that's interesting is since we're all talking about the streaming and everything like that, Apple has Apple Arcade that's dropping at the end of the year.
That's going to flop.
It is. It's going to be something. It's going to be for like 5-year-olds. Something to keep the 5-year-olds busy.
It's going to be, does anybody remember the last time Apple introduced a video game console?
No.
Exactly. I forget what it was
called.
When
was the last time Google introduced
about to say, yeah.
a video game
Google's
console?
actually been, they've been working on that, and they've been like slow dripping it for a while now. There's actually a 100% streamable version of the first Assassin's Creed that you can play in browser.
I remember that.
And they've been doing that to kind of test the waters to see if
how feasible it was.
Yeah, how feasible it would be to play like a AAA title 100% streamed.
Well, since you've mentioned that, and while we're on the topic of that in that realm with the Stadia, so I have to admit I'm not really sure. So it says Stadia, the future of gaming is not a box. So there's that. Introducing Stadia, a new gaming platform from Google for playing AAA video games across all kinds of screens. So then it says game where you want, when you want. Play across multiple devices, including laptops, desktops, and select phones and tablets. New ways to play through YouTube and beyond. Go from watching a video to playing a game in seconds, with even more innovative experience to come for select games. So that's interesting. That makes me wonder if someone's watching, say us, play, if they can...
Yeah, they can jump in.
Like, I want to play that too, and then they get to play it.
Yeah, so I remember seeing that because I watched the video for the launch. They actually had a thing where you showed the person playing it, and then the person sending a request to play with, and then all of a sudden they jump in your game live from the chat while being streaming on YouTube.
Oh, but you have... Okay. I was going to say, how's that work for Let's Plays? It doesn't.
Built-in time machine.
Like a ghost. Up to 4K HDR at 60 frames per second. Enjoy gaming the way you love with beautiful HDR graphics and smooth frame rates.
Man, you better have a good fucking internet connection for
Oh,
that.
shit.
Eric.
Hey, now. I don't like all these shots being fired at me.
You'll get them in a second.
Fuck off. I hate how quick that was.
He's like that, man. He's 60 frames per second. Play instantly, no updates, no downloads, just jump right into the game, and always getting better. So here we go. Stadia's cloud-based infrastructure evolves to meet the demands of players, developers, and us. YouTube creators.
Dairy farmers. No, wait. No, shit.
No.
Sorry.
So I actually looked
Dog owners.
So I actually looked at the numbers of this actually earlier. So AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, owns 42% of the cloud-based storage that's used on the internet today. Microsoft's Azure is, I think, 27 or 28%, and Amazon's only like 3%. I mean, not Amazon, Google's only like 3%. Oh, their Google Drive cloud. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of wondering how that's going to work and everything.
Yeah, but 3% of the entire internet. You know.
Yeah.
That's like somebody talking about, oh, well, only 2% of India's population, blah blah blah. Like 2% of what, 4 billion people that's a lot. But you said something that what are you doing? You've slipped into dog videos, haven't you?
Yes.
Put that shit away.
Wow. That was impressive.
It's like they're married or something. So
He's playing fetch.
Good God.
in the dog video, the little bitty dog's playing fetch.
But you said something that makes me think that. Well, I mean, obviously, at this point, it's kind of not. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, obviously, the hints are leaning towards it being like a strictly cloud-based service. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you said that there's no updates kind of drives that home, because that means that they're going to be doing all the updating on the server side,
Right?
not client side.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it might be a subscription service.
It's going to be probably an unbinded server subscription service.
I think it'll be kind of like a Netflix or a PlayStation Now.
So that's the pre E3 that we're going to find out. That we're going to find out Thursday, which was yesterday for y'all, but it's going to be 2 days for us.
E3's gonna.
Time travel's weird.
It is.
Thank God we got Doc Brown outside. So anyway, so on to E3. So we're going to go ahead. What I have first on my list of things that they have.
What is E3 again?
E3 is the
Electronics and Entertainment Expo.
Whoa, whoa, oh yeah.
And maybe one day we'll get to go.
Yeah, one day.
One been.
day.
It's amazing.
Somebody send us to E3. God.
It's actually coming up in my time hop really soon. From whenever I went,
You're
and
getting, super
every
sad.
year I get really antsy, but also really sad because I get really nostalgic.
So I'm calling this now. I just hit my 8. Kelly has blown she's way ahead of me on her time hop streak. So I just hit 888 days. Kelly has blown me. 2 truths and a lie.
You pick.
I'm at 888 days on my time hop streak, which makes me feel like super disgusted in myself, because that's the only thing in my life that I can actively commit to outside of Kelly. I'm calling it right now. At my 3-year mark, I am deleting the time hop app.
So just so that you guys know, I hit the 3-year mark not too long ago. I am at 1,118 days in a row that I have checked time hop. I love it. I can't help it.
I have no idea what this is.
It's like it's a nostalgia app. It's like, you were doing this 1 year ago, you posted this. 2 years ago, you posted this. Like, it aggregates all of your social media and basically says, on this day, you did this in your entire social media timeline.
Oh,
It's
God,
like, hey,
for me,
remember
that could
10
be
years
bad.
ago when you were really stupid and you said this really stupid?
Yes.
Or for me, it's like, hey, remember 8 years ago when you were super depressed? Look at how many times you posted in one day. You should be
Look at how
ashamed.
thirsty you
Yeah,
were.
I don't need that.
There is a video on social media somewhere of me from 5 years ago doing the Thriller dance drunk as hell in the middle of a bar.
Find it, internet.
Find it.
You don't want that.
But no, it's like I feel like it's an unhealthy.
What was that?
I farted.
Did we just level up? I feel like it's like an unhealthy addiction that like I can't break, and it's super weird. But that's my thoughts on Time Hop. I love it so much that I want to kill it.
It was a weird way to talk about E3.
I know.
Anyway,
right?
back to E3. Sorry.
So the first thing up that they're doing, which is not a press conference for them this year, they're doing the EA Play.
Oh yeah. I thank God EA's not doing a press conference.
Yeah, they're just doing like live streams
every
of
year.
video games.
They try to deep throat me with sports, and I don't care.
Well, I mean,
Right.
At least we're gonna get deep throated with Star
Sports.
Wars Fallen Jedi.
Sports.
Sports.
I
I think that was the. I think that was the.
the PlayStation 4 launch. I think.
No, the Xbox One. It was the Xbox One. TV,
Oh, that's
TV,
right.
sports.
Oh my God, yes.
Sports. Call of Duty.
I just
Now it's exclusive, world premiere. It's like all the time.
so when I think of EA Sports, I just hear EA Sports. It's in the game.
My favorite was EA Sports.
Like to be honest with you, for a while, the only reason I played Madden games was to hear John Madden's voice. Cause Brett Favre's the best quarterback ever. No, he's a great quarterback.
There's a stand-up comedian. His name's Frank Caliendo.
Oh,
He makes
yeah.
this comment
Yeah.
about.
Very familiar
He's
with
the
Frank
only
Caliendo.
commentator I know who can chew his own sentences.
Defected, connected. Boom.
Wow, it's really good.
I watched a lot of Frank Caliendo.
Frank Caliendo is amazing.
So
The greatest torso in football.
I guess going through the schedule, the schedule I have pulled up is on the IGN website. So the one they have listed first is Microsoft.
Why'd you say that?
You sound like you've never heard of it.
Like, who are these guys?
Microsoft?
Microsoft? I'm sorry.
Is it Microsoft or is it Microsoft?
Who's this Bill
Microsoft?
Gates guy?
Bill
Mike
Gatz?
Bill
Rostoff?
Gates, yeah.
Bill Gatz? Well, did the dude used to design software for Apple?
Jesus.
I mean,
Mr. William Gates.
Actually, no, he did.
So,
Billy Gates.
The Microsoft conference is really interesting to me because it's rumored it's supposed to be 2 hours long.
Fable.
Did you just like dog pant at Fable?
Fable.
Look.
Oh god, that picked up great. Sorry, just to let you know.
Sick waveforms, bro.
Somebody's gonna
Sorry,
rip that.
keep going. I just read one of the confirmed games and I'm excited about it.
What
keep
game?
going. Gears 5.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's right. A new Catherine. Oh my god.
Well,
Stay
That was an
stay on
E3
target,
Yeah,
Luke.
yeah, okay.
Stay on target.
So the Microsoft
Stay
conference
on target.
is rumored to be 2 hours long.
I mean, it's gotta be.
Yeah, I mean,
Fill that gap.
this is Microsoft hasn't been terrible lately for E3, but this is definitely the year where they're gonna be able to. They're gonna have that chance. They don't have to compete with Sony really this year. So like, I think if they're gonna knock it out of the park, this is the year to do
their
it.
The
year to
only way
shine.
that they
Well,
can
I
win
know, like, a
E3
couple
is
of-
to not compete against
Like,
anyone.
one of the things that's been really heavy rumor mill wise has been them dropping their next console.
Yeah.
That's been like heavy rumor mill, and also the streaming, maybe the Xbox streaming service that they're going to go more in detail with, and then probably what Kelly's really happy about, Fable 4,
5.
Fable 5.
No, sorry, 4.
No, it's 4.
4. Gears 5. Sorry. Gears 5.
Fable 4.
Fable 4.
Fable 4, which is made by a new game,
Fable 4,
new designers.
Oh, it's not Media Molecule or whatever it was?
No, it's like some new game.
no,
design.
Media Molecule.
Yeah, not
did
Media
Little
Molecule. I'm
Big
sorry. Lionhead Studios.
No,
It's not them.
no, it's not Lionhead. It's
It
some.
wasn't Lionhead
It's like
either.
Playable or something. No,
Lionhead
it was
did
Lionhead
Lionhead.
Studios did Fable.
That's Peter Molyneux.
Oh
Who
shit! Who did Kingdom of Amalur? Because they shut down. What were?
Was it THQ?
No.
No, it wasn't THQ. I can't think of it. Kingdoms was the only game that they had done. They weren't.
Yeah.
At least I think.
Yeah. That was
They
like
weren't
their
anyone
first
of
and
note.
only game, and then they just
Then they
shut it down.
But I did hear a rumor that somebody bought the
Yes.
IP.
I heard that too,
for,
but that was a long
Kingdoms.
time ago.
No, that was last year.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
last year.
That
I
was
feel like
fairly
it was
recent.
so much longer. Maybe because I'm like impatient and I'm like, give me more kingdoms.
Possibly.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
So yeah, y'all know how I feel about Xbox. I'm a fan. I need to fire up my Xbox. It's been way too long. It's just collecting
Watch
dust.
all the dust blow out of it.
I turned mine in after Scalebound got canceled. Scalebound was the one game that was coming out that I was like, this looks fucking sick. And then they canceled it. I was like,
was that the one?
those are dude with the
It
headphones
was so
fighting
sick
dragons.
it died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was super edgelord, but it looked kind of fun.
So,
Yeet, bro.
anything else? Anything else you guys heard from Microsoft wise besides the console and the?
I didn't even hear about the console.
I
I don't even know what
imagine-
y'all are talking about.
Not so much the console, but I imagine Cyberpunk is going to get shown off at the Microsoft conference. It was shown off at the last Microsoft conference.
Did they show it off at Microsoft?
Yes, the trailer was at the end, right at the end. And
It's confirmed, so yeah.
So if they're probably gonna show off at Microsoft.
I'm super stoked about Cyberpunk.
Same here.
Y'all have seen the 45-minute demo. Huh?
I
Oh,
watched
yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
changed
much in
some since then.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, that's to be expected, though.
They even said that. They were like,
I think
this is definitely-
Cyberpunk's going to be great. I am intrigued by Fable.
I hope they do a good job because didn't they try to do something
hope-
else with Fable? Oh, they did that Connect failure.
Yeah, they did that Connect shit show.
Which
Fable 3 was fucking garbage.
reminds me why
They try to do like.
I'm not
Fable
excited
something.
about Fable at all. Peter Molyneux. So like I used to share out
Everyone
about, like,
gets their own dragon.
yeah,
A
like,
real dragon that you could take home and raise.
Peter Molyneux is the original Sean Murray.
Yeah, that dude is the king of unfulfilled promises.
Do y'all remember the Milo demo for Connect?
No.
Milo.
So when the Connect was called Project Natal,
Uh-huh.
they were showing off this game called Milo. And it was literally this fucking boy that you would talk to. And there was so much bullshit in that video. Watch the Milo video. Literally, the chick draws something on a piece of paper, puts it like over the Kinect camera, and then Milo like grabs the paper on his
think I
end and
remember
fucking
that.
looks at it and talks about it and shit. And Peter Molyneux's like, so Milo was able to read what was on the paper. Like,
I think
like,
I remember
no,
that.
does not exist.
No, he couldn't, Peter.
Stop feeding me lies. Yeah.
Milo said we were best friends. and that I'm not alone in the world.
So yeah, I mean,
Can we shave your head and do a skit for that?
dude, we know how to
I'm gonna
do.
cosplay as Peter Molyneux.
Dude, we know how to do special effects makeup. I can bald
I got
cap
this.
you.
You can be
Football
Milo,
cap.
Eric.
We can bald cap. you.
Eric, will you be Milo? I want to pet you. Somebody
I
needs
need
to
that
animate
now.
over that.
Good God.
So yay for Microsoft. There's going to be some cool things.
Yeah, I'm
Hopefully-
actually excited
hopefully-
about this one.
Well, if Cyberpunk comes out of that, I'll be happy. Everything else, I'm kind of like,
I can't wait to see that game that I'm going to buy on my PS4 at the Microsoft conference.
So next up is what I really cannot wait to see how this goes is Bethesda.
There
got
is,
some
there
Explaining
is
to do.
not enough popcorn in the world.
So I was
Go ahead, I'm
Popcorn
sorry.
and tea.
so
That's,
I was talking with a client this morning who's a heavy gamer that actually watches Packed House, which made me feel kind of warm inside that one of my clients watches Packed House.
you're the one.
They were like, "Hey, do you ever watch Packed House?"
So like we started talking about Bethesda, and he said he watched an interview where he's like lost in the world or something. Like Todd like doesn't fully like understand that Fallout 76 was garbage. He thinks it was this groundbreaking game.
He had an interview with IGN this week, and he talked about how he knew going into the making 76 that there was going to be a lot of bumps in the road. And then he also knew that there were going to be a lot of complaints about the game, a lot of which were, he said, understandable. He in the interview, for the most part, he kind of owned up to the fact that he knew the game isn't where it should be, or that he wanted it to be. I imagine Bethesda's conference, there will be some booing involved.
Could you imagine? like being the person that comes out and you're like, yeah, welcome to Bethesda's Conference 2019.
It's like crickets.
Guys,
Hopefully that's one that they like pre-record.
hey, can we get house lights?
Like,
Can we get house lights?
like-
Just 3 people.
Like, what could be like the big thing? The big game thing they have is that game they kind of like showed last year, which is nowhere near done. Probably it was that Stellaris game.
Wait, what game?
Oh no, Stellaris is done.
Not the space game that they released last year.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't for the life of me think of the
You're
name
not
of
talking
it.
about Outer Worlds, huh?
No, not Outer
Yeah, 'cause
Worlds.
that's okay.
No, Outer Worlds wasn't.
Because that's
I
Obsidian.
am looking forward to that one though. That was
Yeah.
gonna be cool as shit.
I had it pulled up.
But I mean,
somewhere.
Bethesda has enough on their plate that they can. I think Fallout 76 will tarnish their relationship with the gaming community a bit, but they've got enough that they're still killing it on. Like, I mean, they've got the Doom franchise, they've got
probably like Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
We'll get something probably for Youngblood.
I am super excited for Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Yes.
Shit.
That's gonna be so good.
That
That's,
chain
that's what I
grapple.
was doing when I got all excited and I was sending you. I was like talking to you and
Oh, that's what you
Oh,
were
in
doing.
ASL.
just saying, right?
I was like DOOM.
100M, like 100.
100.
I mean, even to a lesser degree, the Just Cause series is that? No, I'm sorry, that's
Just
Square
'Cause.
Enix.
That is Square Enix.
You guys got Just Cause?
Just
You ever get
'Cause.
asked that? Did anybody ever ask you for
Or
Just Cause?
No, I've never got asked that.
I got asked that a lot when I worked at GameStop. You guys got Just Cause?
People
No.
are stupid.
We have Just Cause though.
Don't look at me like that's like some controversial revelation. You met someone?
Oh God, no.
Anyone? They're stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, mommy just slapped daddy at the dinner table.
Oh no, people are stupid.
Yeah, I don't like people. I mean, you guys are cool.
You guys are right.
Like
People at home
everybody that
fuck
listens
you.
to our pod, everybody that listens to our podcast are cool people. Everybody else,
Everybody just turn off their pocket.
Except that one guy. You know who you are. You suck.
So yeah, Bethesda. I think that's going to be interesting all around.
Then our favorite, Devolver Digital.
Oh,
How
God.
many people are
I
going to
am-
die during that conference?
Like, wouldn't it be such a letdown if they just did a regular conference?
Just like a
this
super
year?
straight lace.
They
Like,
do it.
fuck,
No,
no one saw it
they,
coming.
They do it like super normal, right? Like 95% of the conference, and then right at the end, everything goes crazy.
Everyone
That'd
melts.
be great.
Yeah.
They just kill a baby on stage. Like,
Oh, God.
last 2 seconds of the.
Then it ends.
And everybody is just sitting in front of their TVs going,
What?
Everything's super normal and they just kill themselves on stage. Like, what?
I'm so glad they started doing those pre-recorded conferences. I remember the first year, people were like, why are they doing a conference? And then as it unfolded, we're like, all right, this can stay.
like, do they even make games or are they just like weird filler? I don't know.
Devolver
Yeah,
Digital
yeah.
is a
they-
publisher.
Ah.
I thought didn't
They do a lot of indie products.
I remember playing one recently that had Devolver. It was like the intro and it was all.
Devolver and 505 Games are like the two big indie publishers. Like, there's a good chance that if it looks like it came out on the Super Nintendo and it's been released in the last like 6 years, it's one of those two companies.
They're like
that
AAA
is-
indie.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured because I have a game that I remember playing recently that I played for a while. That was published by Devolver.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I just remember watching the Devolver conference last year and being like, but did they even talk about a
but why?
game? I don't.
They did. There's a game come
people are
out from
melting.
Devolver called my friend Pedro, I think.
That's
It's
a
got-
great name for a
that
game.
sounds-
It's like a very stylish side-scrolling shooter game. You do like flips and everything slow-mo and stuff. It's really neat. I'll send it to you.
It sounds like a game that I picked up recently for the Switch. Was it Katana Zero?
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. It's a neat twist on the whole like rewinding time and slowing time mechanic. So like you kind of go through each room like a puzzle, almost like a side scrolling beat 'em up, and like everything is one hit one hit kill. So like you go through everything is one hit.
One hit O-neater.
But like, so you go through and like you're killing all these guys in like this crazy, time slowing bullet time mechanic thing, and then at the end you see a full speed playthrough of everything that you just did. So it's like, and it's something that I didn't know that I needed in games with bullet time mechanics, because you're always the person experiencing the bullet time mechanic, and you never really feel like a badass while everything's just like.
Super Hot's got a thing like that.
It's kind of like Super Hot, but it's a side-scrolling ninja game. So like you see this playthrough at the end, and you're just like fucking shit up like all crazy. It's like, oh, that's what I did.
Okay, man, how long have we been recording?
It doesn't matter.
Not long enough. Round. Shut up and talk.
We're
doesn't
good.
matter, man.
We're good.
We're good?
We're good.
Okay.
So because right now the next one, I mean, we have the streaming event of limited run games, which is probably the only place to see the PS Vita at the E3.
Are we skipping the fact that there's PC Gamer Show in between?
Yeah,
I don't care about PC
That was last on my list of things on here.
Monday, June 10th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. They're in between Devolver and Limited Run.
I don't feel like they show anything like super crazy.
If I remember correctly, it's a lot of hardware stuff.
Why is that at E3?
I thought so. I mean, I could be wrong.
No. I think you're right, because I remember seeing clips of the PC Game Show, and they're always like, "Here's hardware." Like
I mean, it's just filler between like the major.
I guess.
But it's usually like a lot of esports shit and stuff like that.
Who cares?
PC Math the Race.
Yeah, fuck them.
Whatever. Who's Limited Run?
Most controversial.
I've never heard of Limited Run.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Limited Run's game conference.
This is what separates us from the journalists.
No. What is video games?
What do they make? Tell us in the comments.
We will all find out together.
No one comments.
Yeah, right.
I mean, just in general. No one comments.
So I guess the next big one is Ubisoft.
Let me set the tone for how Ubisoft's conference is going to go, okay?
Let's hear this.
All right. So every year, we get a little Just Dance thing at the beginning.
Yes.
Gaudy dance number.
This year, right? Little Nas X walks out. They play Old Town Road.
That would be great.
Just Dance 2020 announced.
Just line dancing.
Yeah.
No, like, because I find that every year Just Dance gets weirder and weirder. So there's going to be a dance where one person is a cowboy or a rapper, I guess in that case, and the other person is a horse.
Remember the one year that like Discount Sub-Zero came out on stage? It was like dancing for the Just Dance.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he looked
No,
so
but
sad.
I do remember when Usher came out and fucking crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Usher.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
That was a thunderclap.
Yeah, God,
I'm
get your shit
confused.
together.
I'm really confused now.
Eric, you're adopted.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
You're such a baby.
What are you talking about?
Have you never heard the song Yeah?
Yeah,
by
but
Usher?
I don't.
Yeah.
Make your booty go.
Oh, okay.
No?
Now I'm caught.
All right, there we
I
go.
didn't make the connection. I'm
Like,
sorry.
Eric was looking at me like I just told him that his dog had herpes. He
Lil
was
Jon got the teeth to make your booty go.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to hate editing this one.
Mark, put in a clip now.
Are we going to get a new
Usher,
Assassin's
Usher.
Creed?
Oh, no. They said they're not going to be doing one until like 2020.
But that's right. They're not annualizing them anymore,
They're
which
not
is exciting.
analyzing. I don't.
I haven't played
for the
the
best.
last couple ones. I hear they're good though.
I heard Odyssey was really good.
Yeah, I hear everything from like Origins now, which I guess would be only 2.
Yes.
I
Origins and
hear they play more like Witcher games
They're very RPG-ish.
than Assassin's Creed. Last one I played to completion was Revelations. What was the last one with Ezio?
Ezio was Revelations. Yep.
God, those were so fucking good though.
Yeah, they were. That's why there's 3 of them. He was the best character.
I played the very first Assassin's Creed. I played it late, albeit I'll admit that. Very late.
So brave.
And very early on, like when I was still in the tutorial when you have to sneak through a crowd and you have to, like blend. I pressed the wrong button and accidentally shanked someone in the crowd. And I said, I'm done. And I never played again.
I won.
My favorite thing to do in Assassin's Creed, like the older ones, in Assassin's Creed 2, you have the ability to throw money on the ground.
Oh.
And when you throw money on the ground, the crowd will like swarm to the money that you threw in the ground. It's a distraction tactic in the game. However, there's also another ability where you can add poison to your hidden blade, and if you poke an enemy who has a weapon with the blade, they get like delirious and they start just wildly swinging. So I would poke the enemy and then throw money at him, and swarms of people would come by and he would just start swinging at the people.
The bloodiest boop.
It was the best.
Boop, massacre.
The only thing I really heard, something about Skull and Bones that they were working on.
Oh, the ship-based game. Yeah, they basically took Black Flag and just took out the assassin part.
Yeah, and like so they did like a ship-based game that's kind of like pirate. I'm guessing they're trying to compete with the Xbox's version of that.
Oh, Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves
what
thing.
I had so much hope for that game.
I didn't.
I had nothing to know about that game.
You did. You were so excited.
I was.
It's a post-Microsoft purchase from Rare. Like,
yeah.
You ever played Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts?
I have not.
You're lucky.
Butts and nolts.
From what I heard, we're not going to be at E3. There's nothing that's going to be really heavy about Beyond Good and Evil 2.
No, there's actually nothing at E3 about Beyond Good and Evil. We
I
are
just
supposed to get
assumed
some
that that's
new
never coming out.
gameplay stuff soon, but it's not going to be at E3.
Well, from what I heard, and this is we're on a Tuesday. It's not heard. It's I have a web article pulled up on it.
According to my Google.
According to GameSpot.
What?
Magoogle.
According to Google.
Wednesday, June 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. They're doing the Beyond Good and Evil 2 Space Monkey Report.
Oh.
So apparently they're doing these like little updates, and they're making like a thing out of it with a character from the game called Space Monkey Reports.
Does everyone have is everyone just doing a direct now? Is that the new thing?
I guess so.
Pretty much.
You
for
get
Nintendo
a direct.
and work for us,
You
right?
get a direct. They're going for Square Enix's record here for longest development cycle in a game.
No, they're not even close.
Dude, Beyond Good and Evil came out. God, what was that? 2004.
That was a hot minute. PS2.
That was
era.
a PS2. Yeah.
Oh God.
It's a good game too.
Great fucking
Really
game.
good.
I
Ooh, did
love
you guys
that one.
hear the rumor about the new Baldur's Gate?
Yes, they're releasing it on console. They're releasing the original Baldur's Gates on console and Switch. Pretty excited about that. If you're into like old school top down Diablo style
Or you
RPGs.
just pick up the new Diablo.
You mean the cell phone game?
Is that what it's gonna be? The new Diablo is gonna be a cell phone game?
Yeah, that's why everybody
Oh,
like
crap.
lost their shit. They're like, "What? You guys didn't have phones? I'm good at marketing."
They
It's just
announced
like the
that,
Elder Scrolls
and
thing.
then they did a Q&A. This guy walked up and he goes, "So is this like a late April Fool's joke or something?"
Yeah.
And they were like,
Holy
"No,
crap.
this is really happening," and like everyone was super upset.
And the worst part is like, it's just like a reskin of a game from China.
Oh no.
So they
it's
just,
Mario all over again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Woohoo!
And nerds lost their minds.
Yeah. It's just like the thing with the Command and Conquer thing on mobile.
Oh yeah.
Stop killing our franchises that we care about.
Command and Conquer's been dead for a long time though, which makes me sad.
But now they're beating a dead horse. So
Yeah. The channel Gvermers did a really good. It's gamers spelled
With a V for the
Gvmers. I pick, but I fucking love their channel.
I love it too. You
They did
recently
a,
introduced me to it. It's great.
a deep dive on what happened to the Command and Conquer series, and it is a pitiful, sad, slow descent into poopiness.
It did not command nor conquer.
No, it did not.
Well, it's just I watched the one on their channel that was recently for that StarCraft game that was supposed to
Oh,
come out.
StarCraft Ghost.
Yeah, that was sad.
I'm pretty sure I still have that pre-ordered.
I thought you were gonna say StarCraft Go, like
StarCraft
another mobile StarCraft, like Pokemon Go, but for StarCraft.
Pokemon Go.
I guess they're gonna talk about Pokemon Sleep.
What?
Pokemon
Yeah, that's a
Sleep.
thing.
Yes, they're saying that what
Just
Pokemon
plug it
Go,
directly into your brain.
well, what Pokemon Go did for walking, they're hoping that Pokemon Sleep will do for sleeping. So you get stuff for sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. This is a real
That's
thing.
actually a freaking amazing idea.
I wouldn't get shit.
I'm totally not
accept it.
getting.
You just
accept
it's happening. They'll talk about it, I'm sure.
Think about being a parent and saying, "Hey, your Pokemon can really be getting better if you go to sleep right now."
Yeah. But then I see
Pokemon Go in parentheses the fuck to sleep.
Yeah, I see the potential of people just sleeping all the time. Like,
I have a
your
feeling
your
though-
kids are just gonna want to sleep all the time and not do anything.
I have a feeling that this isn't for children. They're like aiming this at college kids. Like,
But-
hey, get some fucking sleep.
I just don't understand the point of it or the mechanics behind it.
I didn't understand
It's a sleep
Pokemon
aid.
Snap either.
I don't
Whoa.
understand.
Take that back.
I ain't.
That game was good. It was a fun game.
Gooder than hell.
Little
Anyway,
Eric
this
running around
sounds
taking
stupid.
pictures.
Moving on.
So, Square Enix.
Kind of Funny Game Showcases between it. You skipped Kind of Funny Game Showcase.
Oh, that
we
wasn't
did
on
that
my
for a
list.
reason.
I apologize.
That's between Ubisoft and Square Enix.
Like I said, they have like 3 separate lists.
I know of Kind of Funny. I don't know that they make games.
Are they kind of in the same
think-
realm as Devolver?
Kind of funny games. No, I think they're just like.
They're an entertainment group. Like it's Greg. What's his face? He used to be an IGN editor.
Is that his legal
Yeah,
last name?
that's his Instagram tag.
That's his Catholic name.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's just entertainment. I don't think that's like any sort of like reveals
Okay.
or anything.
Because I did hear that this year, apparently E3 is going to have like performers and content creators and.
Maybe Andrew WK will get the world's most tepid response ever again.
Oh, yeah,
Look,
was
that made me
sad.
there
So
was a time and a
sad.
place for that, though.
Yeah, it was last year at E3.
It was not at E3.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
dude.
If ever there's a place for Andrew WK, it's fucking E3.
No.
Yes.
I have like
I'm just gonna save you the breath and tell you you're wrong.
No, I don't agree with like these stupid musical performances at E3. I think they're pointless. Who are they appealing to? Except you.
So I'm just putting this out there. They do the same thing at GameStop conferences, and they have been since before E3 started doing it. So it's a filler. It happens in between because a lot of the E3 conferences are in the exact same room. So they're all at the conference center, and you're sitting in that room just like all day. So they make it a little more entertaining. And so this year they're going to be entertaining, I guess. They're just going to open up. And be
What
for
you're
everyone.
saying
thing
is you're
is
stupid and you're wrong.
No, that's
the
not what I'm
thing
saying.
is, like, I feel like those things are only for the people there at E3.
If you think Eric is stupid and wrong, hit the like button.
Look.
And then
But
then
no.
go subscribe to Game Breakers and then unsubscribe.
It also like
the Game
it's just
Breakers.
it is
Fuck
what
yourself.
it is. It is what it is. They're gonna have entertainment from start to finish this time around. So it's probably so that you don't have the dead air in between. So they're gonna just E3 is gonna be just this open entertainment.
Blow up Eric's next stream with poop emojis.
So, like I said, after
Only you would
Kind
do
of Funny
that.
Games, we have Game Showcase. We have Square Enix, which was interesting. I hope it's not true, but I read somewhere it's just going to be a video.
That's possible.
What,
They're
Square
not
Enix
actually going to
presentation?
have somebody physically there. It's just going to be a video.
I mean,
Didn't they
that'd be
go
the
like all
Nintendo
out
one.
last year? Didn't they do have like a pagoda and like koi ponds and shit
Oh God,
last year?
I don't remember.
Koi ponds?
Do you remember that?
I thought
That
that
was
was
Sony.
Sony.
That was
Sony
Sony.
got weird and
Yeah.
extra last year.
But that was
I
with
actually
that-
wasn't a fan.
That Ghost of that samurai game.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Shoshino.
Looks
Yeah, because they were
fucking
moving
awesome.
people from like room to room
Yep.
instead of swapping out the acts.
Yeah, they went for like vibes, but like it did nothing for people watching it on screen. And then I think I was watching a lot of tweets from people. And they're like, "What the fuck is Sony doing? Like, why are they moving me to another room? Just show me the game."
Do not like our ambience.
Well, there's that guy playing like the banjo for like
Yeah.
half an hour.
Yeah,
it felt.
he played that banjo like 9 minutes too long.
Yeah.
See, stupid musical act. I will agree with you on that one.
I am not saying Andrew WK is
Why
a bad
do you hate
performer.
music and Jesus?
You are impossible.
Eric's like, just get to the point. Don't be fun. Don't be funny. Just get to the point. Show me the games.
Everybody, just go to erichatesmusicandjesus.com and cast your vote as to whether or not he hates music or Jesus more.
Sorry, I have an opinion.
This podcast is going to end and John's going to hop immediately to go buy erichatesmusicandjesus.com.
Actually, why does he need to leave? He could do it on his phone right now.
Depends on how much it is.
So yeah, Square Enix. So I'm expecting at the Square Enix thing, whatever they do, there's going to be superheroes dressed up.
Oh, I hope
somewhere.
I don't want
Just
that.
link it straight.
It's
to our
it,
YouTube.
they're releasing the Avengers thing.
I think
So there's going to be like Captain America probably end up going to show up.
from the description of the Avengers game, I'm wondering if it's going to be like a grindy game where you're just going to do missions and stuff and get.
John's humping the air because
Because it's
you
grindy.
can't see him.
Well, I know like
Tales of Grindia.
Well, I know like they have some of the team that helped work on like the Tomb Raider games that's helping work on it, and things like that. So I'm wondering if how it's gonna all come together. But also, whenever I heard there's custom character builder in the game, it made me wonder: are they trying to where you build your own hero and then you go in that universe, or
We'll just have to wait 30 years and find out when they release it.
It's going to take just as long as it did to get to the Avengers Endgame movie as it did for this game to come out.
I mean, speaking of 30 years, Final Fantasy VII is also supposed to be showing off the remake.
Oh,
They showed it off last year. And the year before that.
And the year before that.
And the year before that when they
No,
announced
I don't
it.
think they showed it last year. But a few weeks ago they showed it off for sure. And they're supposed to be showing more at E3 for it.
Episode 1.
I don't know if they're going to release a date. I think they might, though.
For episode 1.
Yeah. Y'all are the only people, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it being episodic. Hitman was episodic. That turned out alright.
Just give me a full game.
I have no opinions one way or the other.
I have lots of opinions.
I do wish that they would have made it full, but okay.
I mean, I get that, but if you really were going to get the full game, it'd probably take even longer. So, I mean...
Oh no. We wouldn't want to have to wait for the game. Ugh. Fucking Square Enix. Assholes.
Salty Sally.
I am
He's
1000%
so
a
strongly
salty Sally.
opinionated. And when John has an opinion,
Oh, that's
brace
it.
yourself. That's it.
Yeah, you're done.
Girl.
And then we have Nintendo!
We do.
It's me.
Which they're supposed to be showing off Sword and Shield.
No,
Sword and
nothing
Shield.
about it.
You know anything? It's
Sword
the
and
new
Shield?
Pokemon on the
Pokemon.
Switch.
Oh,
That's right.
It's the
That's
Switch
right.
one.
Pokemon!
I've heard rumors that they're possibly releasing 2 new Switches.
Really?
I heard that as well.
Mm-hmm.
2 new
Like
Switches.
a smaller version. And
Yeah,
then
like a Switch Lite and a
Switch
like-
Pro.
Switch
yeah.
type
XL.
deal.
so like basically a more beefed up version of the Switch that exists now.
So what you're saying is I won't be trading in my Switch to get the beefed up version.
There's a chance. And then a more, I guess, diet version of the Switch that doesn't have removable Joy-Cons.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. I don't know that I would want that.
And it's not dock compatible.
Oh, okay.
Like Kelly's just like, oh, cool. Pass.
I want no part of that.
So basically it's going to be a Sega Game Gear is what you're saying.
Kinda. But it's like, it's for people, because they were doing, I can't remember where I heard this, but they did a poll, and they were saying, do people play more docked, or do people play more mobile? And it was like split right down the middle.
I just played that.
So they were like, well, if there's somebody who,
Like this.
wants to play more mobile, but, doesn't want to spend as much for, to get the dock and like, everything that you need to hook it up to the TV, we can use the existing Switch and remove like X, Y, and Z components, take the price, way down, and then you can get a Switch for, $125.
So what you're saying essentially is that some people don't like docking.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty common knowledge. Then,
Gotcha.
There are some people that are like super into docking.
Right.
Like, mine is docked all the time.
I made this joke like
Just rammed in
a
there.
minute ago.
Yeah.
While I'm bored.
Arr.
Don't you have some Andrew WK to listen to?
That's get the parties. I mean, that's what docking is, getting the party started, right?
Purchase
All right.
website.
Oh, of course.
It's not on there.
So, friends, here we go. These are the, quote, big confirmed games. Just putting these out there so everyone knows what to expect. We've got Borderlands 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. You bought it. John bought the website. So everyone go to Eric Hates Music and Jesus is that.com.
That's the .com.
.com.
Hey, John, you want to get together? I run a company that has its own personal web server.
So, we've got Borderlands 3. We've got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We've
I hate you right now.
Why? It's Star Wars. We've got Dying Light 2. Yeah.
Very excited.
Yeah. I remember when the first Dying Light came out, and they had this big giant thing at the GameStop conference. Like, they had parkour people come run out on the stage, and it was all set. It was fucking amazing. Doom Eternal. Cyberpunk 2077. The Sinking City. Marvel's The Avengers.
Yeah.
Catherine Full Body. Have any of you guys ever played Catherine?
I've heard it's a very excellent.
I don't want to talk about my previous relationships with people named Catherine. If we can just not talk about that thing.
It was.
So yes, Mark has played Catherine.
There were a few times during the course of that game that I wanted to throw the controller through the TV. Like, that's rare. I do have rage, but usually I want to break the controller in half. This time, like, I wanted the TV to feel it. That's how mad I was.
I haven't played Catherine, but the main character, Vincent,
Yes.
made a cameo in one of my favorite games,
Was it in Persona?
Persona 3.
Correct. Same company.
Mhm.
Which, yeah, actually some of the Persona characters, I believe, make cameos in Catherine.
Really?
Is it Atlas?
Yeah.
Is that the company? Yeah.
We've got Gears 5, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Harvest Moon Mad Dash, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, Psychonauts 2, and Rocket Arena.
Psychonauts 2.
Yeah, my best friend's super excited about that one.
Nice. I did hear rumors about a Persona 5 port to the Switch, which I'm super excited about, because I bought it launch night because I played Persona 3 and 4, loved them. If you guys are into RPGs, holy shit, the Persona series is amazing.
It looks like an interactive, like graphic novel almost. Not graphic novel. I'm sorry. Like a.
It's like one
playing
half,
an anime.
Yeah, it's like one half anime life school simulator, one half like Scooby-Doo and the Gang meets Final Fantasy action RPG. So it's a lot of fun. It's kind of whacked out. It's very Japanese, but just a ton of fun. But I played both 3 and 4 on the Vita because that seems to be the only place that I can like play any RPGs is mobile, because I'll usually
Vita.
Yeah, I fucking love my Vita. And I wouldn't even
Said no one ever.
I fucking God. I got another website to buy.
Eric Hates Music, Jesus, and
And
Vitas.
Vegas.
But
And
like,
docking.
so I bought Persona 5 and Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age for PS4, and I never got to play them because I never get that much time in front of my PS4 in the living room to just like sit and play a game by myself. Usually we're playing with other people or streaming or whatever. So like
I ruin it and come home.
So the fact that like a lot of these games are getting ported to the Switch is super exciting to me, because it means I'll finally get a chance to play them.
Cool.
So
Sorry,
Neat.
in my head,
So anyway,
no, like in my head, I'm like, I've created a scenario where I'm annoyed with John, but it never happened. Like, you ever do that?
No,
I love you.
because I love you.
I love you. I'm not really mad at you. I'm imagining like coming home and you're like, "Why are you home?" I'm like, "I got home early, surprise." You're like, "Damn it!" Fuck. That would never ever happen. But like in my head, it's like a funny scenario.
But why? Like, why? Why is that even an imaginary scenario?
Because you're like, I don't get time to sit down in front of the PS4 because we usually play with other people.
No, my reason behind it is because I don't like to sit there and play. Like, I love playing games like that on a Vita or on a Switch because, like, when I get tired, I can just turn it off, put it on the nightstand, go to bed.
You can just accidentally drop it on your face.
Which happened last night, actually.
Oh, I missed that.
I'll be sitting there playing on the Switch and, like, I'll start to doze off.
Oh,
then the Switch will just, bah!
No, it's the funniest thing I can always tell because I hear...
God, you sound so horrible when I sleep.
Well, like, when you fall asleep, you start breathing, like, much deeper, and it's like, and I look over and his eyes are closed, and the Vita, he's still holding the Vita, like, up by his face, or the Switch, and it's, like, up by his face, but he is out. And so I'll just be like, hey, wake up, turn your Vita off. That happens all the time.
I'm not sleeping.
No,
I got to witness that last week, 2 weekends ago.
Did you do that while we were in Galveston?
Oh, he did. He fell asleep on his side.
Yeah.
With it on, and I was just like, I got up and said, "Hey, what you playing? Hey, what you playing? Oh, you're sleeping."
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's adorable, but it's a real thing.
So, I think we got a good bit going through a lot of E3 stuff, and how I always like to close out the podcast is kind of going around asking, what have you been playing, Mr. Malonzo?
Final Fantasy 12 on the Switch.
I've been playing. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, fuck me. Go ahead.
I thought you were done. You bitch.
Eric hates musicandjesus.com. Don't forget to... We'll put the link in the description.
No, I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5 again. Excellent.
Kelly?
Oh, same as always. Jack shit. I work too much to play.
Is that the Switch version?
Yes. But we have been watching Chernobyl. I haven't been playing anything, but I've been watching Chernobyl.
I've heard that is an excellent show.
It is
so
excellent,
infuriating.
man. Dude, okay, real quick, on her Chernobyl, did y'all get to the episode with the Geiger counter yet?
We got to episode 4.
Yeah, so you have. Where, like, the Geiger counter just terrifies you?
Yes. Oh, yeah. When they're on the roof? Yeah. It's unsettling.
Like, or when they're walking in the sewer line?
Mm-hmm.
And all you hear is that?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Like, I'm chills.
Horrid.
I've been playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
That was a good time.
I'm stuck on Soda Pop Yensi.
You fighting... Oh, never mind. Dumb question. I was going to ask if you're fighting Mike Tyson or Mr. Dream, but you said Mike Tyson.
No, it's
Mr. Dream.
It's Mr. Dream because it's on the Switch.
And before we close out, Eric, would you, real quick, like rapid fire, would you like to share your theory, your game theory about Death Stranding?
Oh, okay. All right. So everyone who's listening, go look up the Kojima Productions logo film. I think it's like a minute long, but it's got this dude in this suit and he's on the moon and he like stabs a flag on the ground and then like this holographic whale flies over and lands, but he's on the moon. And the Kojima says in an interview, he's like, so the character in the film, his name is Ludens. And then if you watch the release date trailer of Death Stranding, this came out a couple weeks ago, the Mads Mikkelsen at the end, he's like, you can go wherever you want, even the moon. And then there's a guy in the game, and he's got Ludens written on his forehead. I think he's Die Hard Man.
Yeah, it's Die Hard Man.
Die Hard Man's got Ludens on his head. And I think it's related. Either he's the guy in the suit, and then the Kojima logo thing has something to do with Death Stranding, or I'm batshit crazy. But I think the logo thing has something to do with it.
You did say that that Death Stranding refers to whales.
Yes.
Coming up and beaching themselves.
Yes.
Also, the name of the creatures are the
Beached things.
The beached things.
Yes. If you watch the Japanese trailer, there's more footage of the game in the Japanese release date trailer, and he's fighting this thing with weird tentacles, but the body of the tentacle thing is a whale. If you look at it.
I don't think that was Mads Mikkelsen at the end.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, okay. All I was going to say is, like, Eric, your description of it.
Everyone go visit the website John Hates Mads Mikkelsen and Jesus.
Like for some reason, the way that you were describing your theory, all I could think about was like drunk history.
I was trying to like think of everything because I had it like sort of like well thought out when I wrote it out.
Yeah, like randomly we get a message and Eric's like, "Okay, everybody, put on your tinfoil hats. I have a theory."
Yeah,
and we're like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
We'll do drunk theories with Eric.
Just not
please?
drunk.
Sponsored
I'll
by
just be talking.
Sponsored by Smirnoff Ice.
get iced.
Zima.
It'll fuck you up.
Cool.
So anyway, that is. I gotta say, that is this week's Immature Hour. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Mark.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Eric.
I'm Eric. It's Immature Hour.
All right, y'all. See y'all next week. Have a good E3.
Yeah.